Saul began persecuting people loyal to David, and many of those persecuted left Jerusalem and found David. Through God's grace, David cared for the people, and out of them, David trained up an army of 600 soldiers. In the meantime, Saul continued with his plan to kill David and instructed 3,000 of his army to go and find David, to kill him or to bring him back to Jerusalem. King Saul's bitterness and anger caused him to become insane, and he could not think with reason.
Whew! Did you see how angry King Saul was? Do you want to know why he's so miserable? He thinks he can be happy without the Lord God of Israel, doesn't he? No Bible doctrine in his soul. Well, with crazy King Saul after me and my men, we had to hide. My 600 men were no match for King Saul's 3,000 soldiers. So we gathered all our equipment together and we hid in a really large cave. One day, I'll never forget. It was a dark, dreary, rainy day. You could hear the rain outside the cave hitting the rocks. And then we heard a loud rumbling noise. Sounded like thunder. So I sent one of my scouts and said, "What is that?" He ran out there to find out what it was. Within minutes, he came running back and he said, David, that is not the sound of thunder. It's the sound of King Saul and thousands of his soldiers on horseback. And they're heading right towards our cave, David, and they're getting closer and closer. So I ran out to the mouth of the cave to watch and listen. And I could hear them, and I could see them, and they were getting closer and closer. And they started to slow down. And then they stopped. Then a strange thing happened. King Saul dismounted his horse and he started walking right towards the cave where we were hiding. Many of my men were saying, David, the Lord's delivered your enemy to your hands. Kill him, David. Kill him with your knife. Kill him. But I will not murder and destroy the Lord's anointed king. My men were so disappointed. But you know what? Justice is the Lord's, not mine. As King Saul got closer, he actually came all the way up to our cave. And he sat on a rock right outside the cave. We were all as quiet as mice. No one even moved a muscle. So I pulled out my knife and I snuck up right behind him. I was so close, I could have touched him. But again, I will not murder the Lord's anointed king. So instead, I reached down and I cut a tiny piece of his robe off. Then I backed up into my hiding place. He never even knew I was there. When the king was done resting, he got up to rejoin his men. So I followed him out. My lord, the king, why do you listen to men when they say that David is bent on harming you? This day you've seen with your very own eyes. The Lord delivered you into my hands. But I refuse to strike you down and kill you. Look, here's a piece of your robe that I cut off. I cut your robe, but I didn't kill you. What have I done? There's no evil in my hand. But yet you try to hunt me down and kill me. May the Lord judge between you and me, but I assure you, King, my hands will not touch you. And may the Lord deliver me from your hands.
David, my son, you are truly more righteous than I. You have treated me with honor while I sought to kill you. You've just now told me the good you did to me today when the Lord delivered me into your hands. When a man finds his enemy, does he let him get away unharmed? I know that you will surely be king, and that the kingdom of Israel will be established in your hands. Now promise me by the Lord that you will not kill off my descendants, or wipe out my name from my father's family.
I promise you, King, I will not.
That reminds me of the time when my best friend told a lie about me on Twitter. I was so embarrassed and angry. I wanted to hurt her like she hurt me, and I almost did. But just in time, I remembered learning about how God will take care of those who do us harm. It was really hard, but I decided to trust in the Lord.
Oh, that must have been hard. You see, David knew that God would take care of him no matter what. I remember now. That's called a personal sense of destiny.
Oh yeah, like God's plan is always better than the my way highway.